Hello, everybody. This is Toni Turner, and welcome to the Market Now on Friday, April 25th at about 3:35 p.m. Eastern. Well, Wall Street's main indexes are higher today and on track for weekly gains, though they did struggle for direction earlier today as investors navigated contradictory messages on U.S.-China trade and a mixed spate of corporate earnings. But everything turned out by the end of the day. So on that note, let's go on to three charts that could give us some insight into the week to come. First, as we always do, we're going to look at a daily chart of the S&P 500 Spider, symbol SPY. This is, of course, the ETF that closely follows our benchmark S&P 500 index. Now, today when I captured this chart, the SPY was trading at $549.54. That's about $54.95 on the S&P 500 itself. Now, right down here, the SPY is trading 12% below its recent all-time high up here on February 19th at $612.93. The SPY is trading finally. Let's look back down here to the hard right edge of the chart. The SPY is finally trading over the red line, the 20-day moving average, and that's coming in right now at $534.60, so that's a good thing. It is still below the 50-day moving average, the green line coming in at $562.06, and the 200-day moving average, the black line, coming in at $573.12. So, but at least we've got a start here. So looking back at the all-time closing high we just talked about here up at $612 and change, or almost $613. From there, the SPY rolled over and fell pretty hard here down to the March 13th low right here. That was at $549.68. Then it tried to rally back up. It struggled here, clawed its way back up to the 20-day and the 200-day moving average, and just nibbled above it for a day, but it couldn't hang, and tried to hold here at 560, but it couldn't do it, and it rolled back over again and rolled down, as we all know, down pretty dramatically to our recent low down here in April, on April 7th to $481.80, right here, $481.80. That was quite a dramatic move, as we all know. Then on April 9th, 2 days later, we had this, oh wow, everything's fine day, and it moved back up to $548.62 right here. Then softened back down to 508 right down here. So that's an important number right there, that 508. So we'll kind of keep that at our elbow. Then it rallied back up to where we are now, again at 549.54. Kind of interesting here how it rallied back up to the 20-day but couldn't get over it. And look back here earlier in this down move, rallied up to the 20-day but couldn't get over it. So there is some very real potential resistance when you see a major moving average moving down over price. There can be. There isn't always, thank goodness, but there can be. So what we have here now is we say, well, what do we do with this? Well, I mean, some people are going to call this a cup with a handle, which is a pretty dramatic cup with a handle. Okay, the cup, the handle, it would be good if it turns out like that. What we need for it to do, if that's what this is, and here's a cup with a handle where it usually looks a little more orderly. The cup with a handle, the standard pattern, is like this. I meant to put that up higher. Then price usually goes like this for a few days, and then if all is well, it'll break to the upside, and that's when the breakout we can really use. So anyway, that's what we're doing here, a potential cup with a handle. We do have potential resistance here at the 50-day moving average coming in at 562. And then the 200-day moving average up a little higher here at 573. And if we look left, we can see where there was price resistance here, where the price moved up to the 200, couldn't get through it. So it's like 573, 574 right here. This is potential price resistance when and if, and it will at some point, the SPY gets back up to this number up here again, 573, 574 or so. Looking down here, we say, where's the support? Potential support here at the 20-day moving average, again at 534. Then we come down here to this pivot low, which I'm going to keep an eye on at 508. Then down to the April lows again at 481.80. We can call it 482 or even 400 to round it off. So next week, as earnings season continues, and we've got four of the Mag 7 announcing next week. It's going to be interesting. We'll fasten our seatbelts on that. What all traders I know, myself including, are saying to ourselves is this a tradable bottom? A lot of people are saying, is this the bottom? I've been trading too long to announce to myself or anyone else that this is the bottom, because we don't know until it works itself out. But as a trader, I can say, is it a tradable bottom? And if this rally continues, maybe. No one knows yet. What you can do is, if you do start nibbling, put in reasonably tight stops so you don't get hurt. What I'm going to do in the next week is watch this pivot low here again at 508, this pivot low at 481, 480, call it. That's important. If the market does, for some reason, not continue up in this rally, and there is right here is where it needs to continue up and break out from this. If it can't do that, then we've got maybe a little more ways to go to work this whole thing out. So definitely be watching this 480 low if for some reason the SPY decides to retest it again. Our next chart today is a daily chart of the Invesco QQQ, symbol QQQ. As you all know, this follows the NASDAQ 100 index, the top 100 non-financial stocks in the NASDAQ stock market, including large cap stocks like NVIDIA, Meta, Alphabet, Tesla, that whole group. Now, when I captured this chart today, the QQQ, the Qs were trading at $471.29. That's 14% below the all-time closing high up here. Look at up the top here, February 19th at $539.52. Now, since the Qs made that all-time high up here on February 19th at 539.52, it rolled over just like the SPY did. It rolled over and moved down and dropped to the March 13th low here at 466. Then it kind of went sideways for a few days trying, then moved back up here. Actually made it through the 20-day, but hit its head on the 200-day moving average at 494. Then fell down here in a dumpster dive down here too on April 7th to $402.39. So that April 7th low, most everything gapped down on that day, and then started to rally a little bit to 402.39. So keep 402 in your mind. Then it rallied on April 9th up here to 467.83. Look how it hit its head on the 20-day moving average and stopped there. Then pulled back down here to 428, pulled back to 428, then climbed back up to where we are now at 471.29. So looking forward, what do we do with this? Well, it's basically the same pattern as the SPY. If you look at it like that, what do we look at here? Well, we say, where's the next resistance point? We have we're trading over, the Qs are trading above, thank goodness, the 20-day moving average. So there is potential resistance here at the 50-day moving average coming in at $480. There is that price resistance here as well. Then you can look up at 400, at the 200-day moving average, and as I said, we've got that coming in at 491.46. Just call it 491 if you want. And look left on the chart. That is price resistance as well as moving average potential resistance up here. So we say, okay, that's where the potential ceilings are. Now, if we look down, nearby support down here is at the 20-day moving average, $452. What we really don't want it to do is head down here for this pivot low at 428. And what we double don't want it to do is down here at the April low at $402 and change. We double don't want that to happen if we're bullish. So next week it's going to be very important to watch the cues, especially since a lot of these big tech stocks are coming out with earnings. Especially if you start nibbling on tech stocks, you've got to watch these two lows, this low, and if it starts down to this low, then watch out. We may, have to do a little more work here. But if it breaks higher and starts breaking out and goes up over these 50-day moving average, then all is well. We'll just have to see which way it's going to go. So keep an eye on everything next week. And please, 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 if you put on trades, consider putting them on with hard stops, and please mind those stops. Our final chart today is a daily chart of the Invesco Solar ETF, the TAN 31 Holdings, Enphase Energy, First Solar, Next Tracker, and Sunrun are some of the top holdings. Haven't looked at this in a long time because it's been trading in a downtrend for a long time, but just wondering here, watching this volume come into it, just wondering, it looks like some of these kinds of stocks look like they may be able to heal. When I captured this chart today, the TAN was trading at $29.93. As you can see, it's sitting on top of, broke above, good for it, the 20-day moving average. And the 20-day is down here under today's low at $28.76. Now it does have to go up here to the 50-day, and that's coming down overhead at $31.33. And of course, we can see way up here the 200-day moving average coming in at the moment at $36.30. Now, you can't see it on this chart, but the TAN made an all-time high in January of 2021. Guess what? $125.97. Whoa. It gradually fell and rallied and fell again to where it is now. I'm just wondering if by any chance this could be a little change for it. It made if you look with me here, it came all the way down and made an April low right here, so far anyway, at April 9th at $25.33. Then it started tiptoeing up. It wasn't terribly disorderly like a lot of stocks have been. This ETF trades in a reasonably orderly manner, even though this is a downtrend, but it still does. So I like that part of it because I don't like disorderly too much trades. It's not good sometimes. So at any rate, I'm looking at the TAN here. And I've been looking at some holdings in the TAN and going through some of the individual stocks. And at the moment, anyway, I like what I see. So again, it made a recent low this month on April 9th at $25.33, then started tiptoeing up to where it is now, again at $29.93. So there's a little teeny tiny potential cup with a handle right here that we were just talking about. And if that's true, it broke out. If we want to do that, that's a good thing. That's why I like the setup. So if in the coming week the TAN can stay above $27, 27 is down here, down below this little handle bottom here. If it can stay above $27, I may buy a small position in my trading portfolio, and my stop will be at $26.90 down here. Now, I realize that's a 10% stop. If you don't like it, but you want to do something, of course, you can always raise it. If and when the tan closes above 31.50, which is right up here, if it closes above 31.50, which is right, see, where do I have that? It's right up here. If and when it closes above 31.50 for 3 consecutive days, I will add to my position and my stop will be a trailing stop. So you may want to keep an eye on the tan in the coming week. And now, please know that at ToniTurner.com, we've lowered the price of all of our online training programs to make them more accessible to everyone. So if you'd like to become a more profitable trader, now is a great time to check out my timeless training programs. How to trade the trend to profits is the perfect training program to help you enter, manage, and take maximum gains from long-term trades. You will trade with confidence because you will understand how to buy low and sell high using my unique strategy for long-term trading. Now, also known as trend trading, core trading, and position trading, when you use my techniques, this is one of the easiest way to bring home consistent profits from the market. And now, if we look at potential stocks, potentially bottom in stocks like the TAN we just talked about, this works out to be really good knowledge to have. Our new low price for this program is only $127, and you'll receive special bonuses when you order, including 1 month of Metastock daily charts or Metastock real-time charts, which is what I use here, for free. And once you purchase, you have unlimited access to learn at your own pace. So from our ever-popular flagship product, 7 Steps to Successful Trading, down to how to swing trade successfully, very popular product. Again, how to trade the trend to profits, how to read charts, great for novices and people who want to brush up. 3 winning setups, also great for short-term traders, and how to bottom fish like a pro. Find out how my online programs can help you earn more money quickly and easily. Check them out now by going to the link on this screen, or easier still, just click on the orange button below. Until next week, be careful out there. Keep green on your screen. This is Toni Turner, and this is The Market Now.